What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? It's programming meme review time because it's always programming meme review time after 1,000 new followers swarming into the channel. You guys just coming in, watching my vids, and I appreciate you. So, I asked what you wanted to see. You guys said programming meme reviews, please. So, bringing you the meme reviews. These are the ones I have saved. I'm going to go over all the ones I've saved that I thought, or some part of me at one point thought they were worth saving. So, disclaimer, but also I'll review some new ones too. So let's review these programming memes. I've done this a bunch, and I give my honest take on these and tell you the real scenarios because a lot of these memes are like not even accurate. So let's get into them. Memes I have saved. Okay, let's move the camera in a little side profile. All right, let's go. All right, so I'm just gonna open these up, full screen this bad boy, and we'll flip through them. This is not a meme. This is just an FYI that I thought was cool. Free software alternatives. I get these kind of questions a lot anytime I make anything with Blender, or there's always people who are like, but which one should I use? And the answer is, I don't care. Why would I care what you use? I'm just some YouTuber that's not actually a YouTuber because I don't get actually paid enough to consider myself a YouTuber. So maybe consider supporting my channel and I'll consider being a YouTuber. But for now, I'm just some dude that makes videos occasionally and makes like $100 a month, but it costs way more than that to make videos. So I'm literally paying hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to produce these videos out of pocket and not seeing return. So yeah, I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I don't know why so many people listen to me. Do what you want. In general, I don't know why people listen to people so often. Do your own research, figure out your own thing. Oh, but what if I learn DaVinci Resolve and then I go work for a company and they use Premiere Pro? I don't care. And also, there's a lot of overlap. If you learn one, you're going to know the other pretty well. Things are just in different spots, are called different things, but they're using the same algorithms and functions generally. So stop being a bunch of pansies. That's what I'm going to say. And let's go to the next one. Oh, that's a zoom in. All right. Why programmers always prefer dark mode? Because light attracts bugs. Yeah, that's really corny. I can tell you that just programming in general attracts bugs of all sorts. Error on line 42. Line 42 is blank. Okay, generally when you see this, it's the line before you forgot to end it properly. So there's like a new line. I don't know. Who knows, really? This is just a meme. But sometimes this is what it's like. You get an error. It's not quite what it says it is, so you have to like unravel what it actually is, and that can be tricky, especially for new coders. But if it doesn't make sense, look at the lines right before the error, or the stuff right before the error. That's my only suggestion. All right, next meme quote of the day. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. Yeah, that can relate a lot. If you guys watch my channel, you'll get it, but if you don't, you won't. Is it true? Should you cling to a mistake? No, that's a lot to unpack. This isn't even a coding meme, but like obviously, well, like I'm making a little game engine and it's not exactly successful. Does that mean I should give up? No. I don't know how to actually relate this to anything. I'm just moving on. I don't think this is actually that good of a quote. It's not as good as you would think, but it's more for like, I don't know, what is this for? Relationships, I guess? Like you hooked up with the wrong person and I don't even know how to apply this quote anymore. New senior joins the team. Nice. I junior answers questions on a code base I wrote. Oh yeah, if you wrote it, then okay, I review his PRs. I find inefficiencies and redundancies in his code. Due to my knowledge of the code base, he implements my various feedback and I approve his PRs. It sounds like you're the senior and he's the junior, and your company's just not that bright or not that good at recognizing talent when they see it. So either go talk to your boss and be like, look, I know all this stuff way better than the senior. I should be a senior. And if they say no, you say, all right, I'm going to go work somewhere else where I could be a senior dev and I got all this experience. Thank you for giving me the experience, but also beep you for not appreciating me. So that's what you do. Terrible meme. Well, it's a good example of what not to do. All right, let's move to the next one. Next one. Me runs command Linux. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Me put sudo before the command Linux. I did not expect that power. It's kind of funny. Do I need to explain the meme? Sudo is super user do, and you have to put in an admin credentials or root credentials or something, and it just does whatever you tell it to do. So yes, you can break your system if you want to. You can tell it to delete files that shouldn't be deleted with sudo, and I'm sure most of you already know that, but sometimes I look at these And maybe I'm just in a bitter, sour mood, which, to be honest, I kind of am. And I'm just trying to play it off. I have my reasons. All right, but this is like such common sense and so obvious that there's no cleverness to this kind of meme. I give it a 1 out of 10. That's the lowest ranking. All right, bro, work-related question for you. Is Java/C++ just like to flex on other people? Like, why not use Python? Is that even something that I can address? That's okay. Like, why not just use Python? Well, because it's slower. So if you care about performance, use C++. Duh. Right? I mean, if you're a programmer, you already know this. Java, I don't know why people use Java, because they're forced to at some point and they get used to it. That's why they use Java, I guess. Yeah, you know, I'm a C++ coder, so I'm a little biased, but I've used Python, I've used Java, I've used C++. The one that seemed like the obvious one to learn deeply was C++. The others are just like, they have their uses, but in general, the one to really understand is the deepest one. All right. No one is coming to save you. Your life is 100% your responsibility. No comment. All right, client. Why don't you understand my requirements? His requirements. That's when you said, oh, I understand them. It's just not something that works. Like, what would this be in code? Like, if you had to think about it, I guess they could say, like, I want you to get like an MMO with graphics better than WoW and all the Dark Souls, and better than Elden Ring on running on a Raspberry Pi. That's my requirements. Yeah, clients are often not aware of how things work. They just want to see results. So I don't know if I have any super insight on it. This is pretty funny though. I love the picture. All right, here we go. Don't shoot, I'm a programmer. Prove it. Arrays start at 1. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, how does he even know what an array is? Most people don't know what arrays are unless they're programmers. Let's pause for a moment of silence for our fellow Lua programmers. RIP. Arrays still start at 0, even in any language. Just behind the scenes, Lua made changes. That's what I would guess anyway. I don't use Lua that much, but when Lua actually does the thing behind the scenes to your memory and everything, it's still starting at 0. So he's technically wrong, and Lua's technically wrong still. All right. All of the internet infrastructure and free software. Yeah, there are a lot of really nice libraries that hold up a lot of things that people aren't aware of. Every once in a while, you get these fake alpha chads that are like, bro, just use proprietary stuff. It's well supported and it never breaks. Yeah, right. You know what most of that proprietary stuff is built on? Free software, free libraries. Yeah, it's true. Go look, go check. You'll learn, you'll find out. Junior devs, not documenting code, forgetting how it works. Wow. Senior devs, clean code, extensive documentation, help files, readmes, forgetting else. Kind of accurate. Yeah, I feel this because there's a lot of times where I'll put elaborate documentation, not a lot of times, just sometimes, and then I'll go back to like read it later and I'm like, this is way too much to read, I'm just gonna jump in. And I don't know if documentation actually helps that much. I think it's better to really study the code and understand how it works. I guess it doesn't hurt to have comments and stuff. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't. In this case, it looks like it hurts because you go through all these hurdles to do this extra stuff and you still have the same problem. But I don't know. It's so situational. Who really knows? All right. Developer returns to game after 4 decades. Discovers a typo. Discovers and fixes typo so it works. 4 decades. That's a game made in the the 70s? No way. No way. But I feel this. There's definitely a lot of old repos I have that if I looked at them now and spent time on them, I'd be like, what was I thinking? This could be so much better. I could fix all this up now. But it's like time, and time is knowledge, sort of. All right, me adding useless comments to my code. Can't have dirty garbage. I don't know why I saved this. I don't get the reference to dirty garbage. I know what they mean, but it doesn't really make sense. Because adding comments to code is not cleaning anything. Because they're saying oh, my code's garbage. Let me add some comments and I'm cleaning it. But that's not cleaning it. It's just adding comments. So what do you mean by can't have dirty garbage? I guess it's just a SpongeBob. They're trying to relate it to SpongeBob. Failure. 1 of 10. Lowest ranking you can get. Yeah, least lowest. Thank you, doctor. You did your best. Any doctors? Oh, any doctor here? I'm a doctor. What's going on? A heart attack. I'm a doctor of computer science. He is going to die. Old man. Set health 100%. Oh my god. He's not. There's no way he's a doctor of computer science because he's setting it to a string called 100%, which is some ASCII random numbers. It's not 100% even. It's just like, here's some characters that aren't actually numbers. Absolute epic failure. Thank you, meme maker. You did your best, but you failed the meme. That's not how you would set health to 100%. Well, you could, but then you have to abstract it into reading each of these 4 characters, 1, the 0, the 0, the percent, and then a null character to terminate it, and you have to change each one of those from a character into a float or an integer, and parse it, kind of like compiling every time you run your function. You do not want to be compiling every time you run a function. You just want it to do its thing. This is terrible code. Yes, he's definitely going to die. That's not even going to set his health to 100%, even if you were coding. And if you're doing it that way, rethink your life. Choose a different career. Go back to school. I don't know. But this is not a good meme. Wow. We're getting there, guys. There's got to be at least one good one. Alright, learning JavaScript is like looking both ways before you cross the street and then getting hit by an airplane. What does that even mean? Like, I get it. I get what he means. He's trying to bash JavaScript. But what's the actual problem here? If you do web development, you kind of got to learn JavaScript. That has nothing to do with looking both ways before crossing the street and getting hit by an airplane. I don't get it. God, programming memes are terrible. Even the ones I save that I feel like were good at one point, I look at later and realize how, like, they don't even make sense. They're just like, oh, let's bash JavaScript. Oh, let's pretend you can call a function to set things to 100%, except we don't even do it in a way that programmers would even do it. Come on, get out of here. Jeez, that's all. That's what I got saved. God, those were bad. It's time for me to go cry. Alright, maybe we can find some good ones on Reddit, maybe. Let's have a look. Alright, we've made it to the old programmer humor. Let's see what we got, shall we? GitHub being passive aggressive. Okay, GitHub. I know my builds are, but no need to be passive aggressive about build failed, just like the previous build. Alright, that's kind of funny. That's better than most of them so far. I'll give you that. Alright, everywhere I go. To start, I need you to become familiar with our repo. Great, where can I find the documentation? There is documentation, right? Yeah, there should be. There should be something. Is this a thing? Do people really not document that much? I mean, I try to, but I might be a little guilty. In fact, I just finished documenting the whole public front end with a little game engine thingy, so there is documentation now. You didn't get me this time. There is documentation. All right. Based on true story news. So, okay, we already saw that one. Excel as an editor. Vim, Notepad. Someone's doing it in Excel. Yeah, that's terrible. It wouldn't even work. You could export it as comma separated values and then remove all the commas, I guess. But I feel like Vim should be down here though, and all the good editors should be up here scared of it, because Vim's the actual one you need to be terrified in my experience. Good luck. Good luck losing all your code. I mean, every time it crashes. Vim. Why do people still use Vim? I don't know. Do be like that. Centering div with CSS. Moving on. Last year I got rejected during a job interview for not understanding the concepts of a certain iOS library. What the interviewer didn't know, I wrote that thing. I actually had a lot of fun during that interview. Then how did you fail the interview? I don't... Okay. So let's just analyze this for a second. In theory, anyone could show up to some interview about something they're an expert on and just completely troll the interview and pretend like they don't know what it is, even though they do. But why would you do that? What is the point? That's not even a funny joke. I don't get it. See, what I wonder is, well, he's got this laughy face at the end, crying. Was he actually trying, and his way of explaining was just so bad that the interviewer was like, this guy doesn't know? Or was he trolling the interviewer and pretending he didn't know? I don't get why you would waste your time doing that in an interview unless you're literally going there with a hidden camera and trying to get content or something. But even that's still a jerk move. So, all right. Well, I don't even know how to interpret this, but apparently people think it's funny. I just think it's pathetic, basically. All right, call your functions. Why isn't my function running? Call it. Yeah, no crap. Why is that a meme or funny? Am I missing something here? I swear, I've done a lot of these meme reviews, and this happens every time. I get in and start digging into them, and I realize that they don't even they're not even memes. They're just like people saying really basic, obvious stuff that you just would know if you're a programmer and thinking it's funny. But it's not, it's just unintelligible. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit, guys.